today we will going to see PHP. So this will be the introductory video, and a lot of you guys didn't know what exactly PHP and how to use PHP and stuff like that. So this will be the great video to watch, and here we are going to cover almost every small little things which will be required to get started with PHP. So your editor and your XAMPP server, so that it will be like ready to use. So I have another video for this specifically XAMPP installation and how to set up and everything. So I'm not going to cover all those things in this. I'm just straight away diving into the PHP basics and get started with you. Okay. So first of all, let's just create a new file and just name it index.php. Now a lot of people will have a question, why do I create index.php? Because now just let me just give you the basic idea about index.php. Index.php is the file with the exact server will actually read the file first, like something related to the Java. So if you are like from the Java environment, then you might have an idea about the main function. So this is our main function in PHP. Okay, only the thing you have to consider that you should not be changing this cases of this index. So if you put like I capital N capital, then it will not gonna work. So it should be lowercase dot php. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand which function, which PHP version I have on my machine. So let's print out PHP info. So this is a built-in function in PHP where you can see what function, what basically version I have. So you can see this 7.1.20 version I have, and this is the latest version. So there are all other information available over here, so you can check this out. And there are a lot of parameters where you can find this, and just give you a brief idea about this. This is Apache variables, and you also understand, you just walk through this variables also, because these are very important variables, and in future projects these variables will gonna help you a lot. Okay, so this is an important thing. Another thing is the HTTP header information. So this is also an a very important kind of a thing, but that will come later on when we start our curl projects, curl tutorials. Okay, so other than that, these are some basically directives that allow URL open, file f open. So these are like the configurations which you can find in the PHP ini file. Okay, so that's it. Now we got our idea about what function we have, what PHP version we have. Now let's dive into straight away hello world program. Okay, so echo and hello world. So this is the simple hello world program, and I have saved the file and refresh. So you can see you are getting hello world. Now just make sure to print anything in PHP, you have to use echo function, or you can use print r, okay, to print an array. Okay, but you can print this also. So I'll just refresh. You can see this. The print r function is also printing the string variables, but it will also print the array. Okay, so this is how we can print in PHP, or give an output on the console or on the web page in PHP. Now let's try to understand what are the constants and what are the variables. Okay, so constants are basically the configuration variables, you can say, because in the most of the time you're going to need those when you start your project. So make sure you understand this very well. So in order to first of all define the constant, you have to use the define method, and first parameter for this is the constant name. So I am just writing underscore c underscore, so that is my constant, and my constant holds the value of hello. Okay, next I'm defining another constant, and the constant name is ce. Okay, then the value is world. Now this is I have defined, I have to use this constants. Okay, in order to that is why I've defined it, right? So in order to use this, you can use it like this way. If you want to print this constant, then you can directly write the constant name dot, and this is what I am doing exactly. This is a concatenation, so I'll talk about this also. And here is our output. Let's just see what we get. We get hello world. Okay, so what exactly I have did over here, this is called as string concatenation. Okay, so for example, if you have a, let's take another example, that is hi dot c dot e. Okay, what exactly happening over here, that I'm concatenating a string with some constant or maybe with some variables. Okay, so make sure you are using this dot, full stop, what you can say, for concatenating strings and variables and constants like that. Okay, so let's check out the output of this. So you can see hi comma hello world. Okay, but you can't see the space in between hello and world. Why? Because I haven't put any space over there. So in order to put the space, you have to use this particular thing. Then we get a space and we get a nice output. But again, you will say these all things are in line. So of course, because PHP doesn't put new echo statements and new lines, you have to specify this by writing some HTML direct tags like break tag and something like that. So you will be able to see this particular line in the next line. Okay, great. Now we have understand the basics of constants and the how we can concatenate the string with the constant and stuff like that. Now let's learn about the variables. Okay, so let's have this first variable, that is x equal to 1 and y equal to 2, and now let's put the answer variable and equal to x plus y. Okay, so let me just walk you through all those things what I have did over here. So this is like the definition of the variable. So in Java maybe you have defined like something int x equal to 1, and maybe in the C also you have defined something like this, but in PHP you don't have to use this data type. You can define the variable with starting with dollar sign. Okay, and followed with the value of this variable. Okay, so again the variables are uh, the things which you can configure, but these variables are like keeping in your context, the code context which you are doing it, right? So now here we have this x equal to 2 and y equal to 1, and we have another variable that is answer. Okay, now here I'm just introducing you with the arithmetic operations, but we will cover this again in the later part of this video. But here we have to just echo the answer, and we can see what we are getting out of this. We are getting 3. Okay, so have you seen this difference? In Java you might have to convert this integer, parse integer or anything like that, but in PHP you don't have to do this. But yes, if you do like something this, then it might not work. Okay, yeah, it has actually worked, but in PHP 5.1 it wasn't working. So might be they are like converting this variable into this integer, because I have like PHP 7.1, so it's the latest one, so that is good. I also haven't noticed this, but this is the one thing which is very important. And yeah, so now let's just walk through the arithmetic operations also. And here we can see, now I have created one variable. Let's just change it to add, then subtract. Now x minus, you can use this way, you can use a standard operators. You don't have to use any fancy kind of a thing, regular expressions or stuff like that. You can use direct x divide by y like that. And what is there, multiply. So x star y. Don't use this x because this is a character and this is a operator. Okay, now let's just print out all the values. Okay, so add. Now here I'm again going to introduce you to the concatenation part. So addition of, okay, of what, of x. Let's just concatenate it properly so that we get the output properly, plus y and dot, and again we have to put the equal to sign and then the concatenation ends. Okay, so this is like our syntax. Let's just do this for 4 times, because we have addition, subtraction, division, div. I'm just short writing this, multiply. Now here we have to change these all stuff. Here we have minus, here we have divide, here we have multiply, and again the variable names will also change, mul, then here is $div, then here is sub. Okay, now let's just take an output. I'm very sure that this will come in single line, so you can see that we need to make it in a different line, so we just have to add a break tag that will solve the purpose. Copy, sorry, paste and paste. Here you can see we are getting the output as expected. Okay, great. Now I'll just demonstrate another amazing method. Now I think so I'm forgetting one important part, that is the commenting, right? So how do we comment in PHP? So we can use two forward slashes for comments. These are also called as a inline comments. Okay, and we have the another type of a comments in PHP, that is the block comments. Okay, block comments. So these are like two way we can write the comments in PHP. Okay, now let's just jump over to the what else we have now. Correct, we have covered this arithmetic operations and stuff like that. Now I'll just introduce you with the if else conditions, right? So let's just what we can do, yeah, just remove that and keep this variables as it is. Now let's just write a simple if loop, you can say, or loop a statement, anything like that. So x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 2, then echo out true, and if else, echo out false. Now let's just test what we are getting in this. We are getting false. Amazing. Yeah, so basically what is exactly happening at the back end, PHP is actually checking the value of this variable and comparing it with this particular value. So this is also called as a condition. So if I want to just demonstrate you with the basic syntax of PHP, PHP if statement. So this is the way. If, in the bracket we have to write the condition and enclosed it with the statement. Okay, and again else, whatever else you want to do. So else statement. Okay, this is the way we can define the what you can say, if else conditions in PHP. Okay, and if you want to go further, so you can do it like if else. Now if this particular condition is not satisfied, then else what we have to compare, if x is equal to 1. Okay, then you have to return true, and else return false. Okay, now if you can see, our output will be true. Great. Now if I change this value to 10, again our output will be false. Great. So we are satisfying with this first condition. Now let's just play around with this operators. Now if I say if x is not equal to, so not equal to 2 basically. So this is the way you can define not equal to. You have to use exclamatory mark and equal to, and let's see what happens by this way. I think so we get the true. Yeah, why? Because here value of x is 10 and it is not equal to 2. So amazing. And if I put this as 10, then it is equal to, then it will jump out to the statement and it will go into the false. Okay, great, we are getting false. Now let's just play around with another method with this block, because this is actually not going to satisfy. So let's just try using a different operator. So if I say if x is less than 1, okay, if x is less than 1, then again I'm going to get a false. Why? Because the value is 10. And but if I put if x is minus 10, then what will happen? We get a true, but this particular true is coming up from the first statement. Okay, I'll just demonstrate. First true and second true. Okay, so you can see this is coming from the first true. Why? Because here it is saying that if x is not equal to 10, that is why it is returning you the first true. Now if I have like two conditions, how do I put those two conditions here? So it is very simple. You have to use or and. Those are called logical operators, okay, in PHP. Now here you can put I guess you have to use and, so that it will better filter the first true or first block. Then the first thing is if it is not equal to minus 10. Okay, I guess it will be better if we put if it is greater than -10. Okay, let's see what happens. We are getting into second loop. Okay, great. Now here we are using AND operator. Now let's uh, maybe it will be very complicated now on, so let's just clean it and go with the easy way. So x is equal to 1. Sorry, let's just check the range. If I want to check the range, so let's just do this demonstration. Range checking. How do we want to check the range, okay, of this x variable? We have to check that this particular x variable is actually lying in 0 to 10. Okay, so we need to check this particular thing in the if else. So how do we gonna do this? So first of all, we have to say if x is less than, oh sorry, if x is greater than or equal to 0, yeah, fine, and x is less than and equal to 10. Amazing. Okay, so let's just yeah, you can just use this as it is. So we will get to see some output. So here is true and here is false. Okay, so here we are getting false. Why? Because the value is -10, and if I just change it to this one, then we will definitely get a value true. Okay, great, amazing. So we have covered almost what you can say, constants, variables, comments, if else loop, arithmetic operators, logical operators, and I guess one more logical operator is remaining, that is OR. Okay, so let's just cover that also. Now which example should I take? Okay, so if x is equal to 1 or y is equal to 2, then return true. Okay, so this is my simple implementation of OR loop, or you can say OR logical operator. So here we are returning 2. So I'm comparing two parameters, two variables with this, and if I change the value of y, then I will get a false. Let's just refresh. I forget that. So I'm working with OR loop. So OR loop exactly what says, if any one of this particular condition is satisfied, then I'm gonna say true. If anyone, so it might be having you know, n type of a condition. So if I'm again checking with like that z equal to 0, yeah, first of all I need to define the z, then only it will work. So here again it will gonna say true. Now I just have to change, oh sorry, make sure that you always use double equal to, otherwise it will reassign the variable in this loop, so that we have to make sure this. And I just change all the values of these three variables. Let's see what we get. So we will get false. Okay, so if any one of this value change, you will get true. I guess this is like the you know, uh, if you guys are aware of the digital electronics, then you have this particular AND gate and OR gate. So these are like the ABC inputs, and if any input is 1, then output will be 1. So something like that is going to happening over here, but this is something different. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys, and if you like this video, please like and share. And in the next video we're going to dive into functions, if switch cases and for loops and all those things. So if you like this video, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.